I uploaded a video this morning that I actually took yesterday, and it was about my trip to see the osteosurgeon regarding my x-rays that I had on my knees done a few months back. So this is kind of, I didn't upload it yesterday because I wasn't in a very good mood yesterday. I kind of, after I went and picked up Dave, I kind of went and I had a splitting headache and I wasn't feeling well, and I think I was having a little pity party for myself, so I just went and lay down. I read, I watched some movies, I watched my Harry Potter, which generally cheers me up. So, oh, I forgot to take my glasses off. Anyway, yeah, well, the trip to the surgeon was eye-opening, let's put it that way. When I walked in, he had my x-rays up on the light board, and he looked at me and he said, "You're too young for these to be your x-rays." And I went, "They're my x-rays." And he went, "Wow, what happened?" So I proceeded to tell him about formerly being 441 pounds and having weight loss surgery, and then he quizzed me on what studies are about the longevity of it and prognosis for long-term loss and things like that. And I was honest. I said, you can fail at it, but I'm not going to. I just had my head in the right place when the time was for me to decide, and I've lost 240 some odd pounds in about 18 months or so, yeah, around there. And that my life is opening up for me again, and I have no intention on going back. Following the rules, I've adapted them to my life. So he was pleased with that, and then proceeded to tell me the bad news. Well, I have the knees of an 80-year-old. They are atrocious. I looked at the x-rays myself. I brought them with me. And I have seen enough x-rays of dogs, because of what I do, to know that they weren't good at all. So he said, you have bone spurs all over both your knees. The right knee is worse. Well, I could have told him that. The inside of my right knee has 0 cartilage left, and so it's just bone on bone. And I have a torn TCL, torn cruciate ligament on the inside of my right knee, which I suspected because it locks up on me all the time, and when I get up I have to kind of kick it back into place. As for, he said, okay, ran me through some tests then, and he said that stand up straight, and I said I am, and he said that's as far as your legs will straighten. Yes. And he said, well, because of the bone spurs, my knees can't straighten out any further when I'm standing. The bone spurs actually interfere with me straightening my leg. That's how many I have, my legs. And as a result of it being hidden for so long under the weight, I've actually shortened my thigh muscle. I don't know what that's called. The one that runs down the front of your thigh. It's actually shortened up, and to kind of help me walk with my knees and that. So I'm going to require a lot of physio. He said, you have some, the left knee isn't as bad, but it is still very bad. He said, the options are we can scope you and remove the bone spurs, but with your knees in this condition, in a few months, you'll be back. So that, at this point, really isn't an option. Maybe a few years ago it might have been, but then I still had the weight on me, and so it would have even come back faster. He said some people have I had to tell him about not being able to have any NSAIDs. And he said, well, there goes option number 2. We could put it off with NSAIDs, but the end result would all be the same. You need double knee replacement surgery. So, I mean, I've had surgeries in the past. I've had 4 abdominal surgeries now. Well, one being cesarean, but the abdomen region. And they don't bother me. The thought of them, I wasn't especially scared going in. I mean, I prepared wills and everything just to be safe. But the thought of someone taking a saw and cutting off my bones is scary. I don't relish the thought of that. But he said that I'll be able to run, so which is important to me for when I show my dogs. I'll be able to walk without pain. And he said, what do you expect? I said, I need to be able to run at least short distances. I'd like to be able to get up and out, down. I would like to be able to not have that constant hum of pain that goes with me everywhere I go. I'd like to be able to walk further than I can. Now, I can walk a fair distance. I can walk a couple of kilometers probably before they really start to ache. And then even then, my oxycodone takes care of that. But I would like not to have to take the oxycodone. And I would like to be able to wear high heels again. And he laughed at that. And I said, you don't know me very well. I haven't been able to wear high heels for 20 years. So that is kind of important to me. And he said, well, with knee replacement surgery, you will be able to do all of the above. The only thing I won't be able to do is kneel. So, not that I kneel a lot, so I mean, that's not really going to hinder my life in any way. But still a scary prospect. So I have to go in and get a cardio test done. Why, I don't know, because I've already had 4 surgeries without any cardiac issues. And for this surgery, they don't put you out. They give you an epidural and then give you that medication that they give you when you have a colonoscopy. So you're awake, but you don't remember shit, okay? So, I mean, that's fine for me. It's actually good that they don't give me a general anesthetic. I would prefer not to go under a general if I don't have to, so that's a good part of it. He said about 3 months of physio afterwards and see if we can lengthen that thigh muscle out, and then we do the other one. So I'm assuming that by fall I will be having the one worked on, and then maybe early next year having the other one worked on. So that's where we're sitting right now. I can't tell you how angry I am at myself for doing this. I was going along all these years with the knee pain, thinking that my weight had something to do with it, but I was just getting older and the aches and pains. I thought everyone had it. I really honestly did think that everyone had it. But apparently not. And apparently I will find out the difference after the surgeries. So I'm excited about that. My friends have all been very supportive, and they're excited that I will be able to do all the things that my body will now let me do because I am slimmer. You know, they're excited for me, and I'm glad that they're excited for me. They're certainly helping me get over this hump, but it's still scary. And had a little pity party for myself last night. I don't know, well, I guess it's like depression. It's a form of mental illness that I continued in that respect. I was having a great deal of stress in my life on a daily basis. I was trapped. Essentially, I didn't have a vehicle, and I was in a house where I couldn't get out. and get out and be social, and you all know the way I am. I'm a very social person, so I guess I kind of just tried to eat my pain away. So this is the result of what I've done to myself, and I just have to accept that and move on. There's nothing I can do about it at this point. I can't go back in time and go, moron, you're gonna bugger your knees like bad. I can't do that. So I just have to kind of suck it up and move forward and hope for the very best. Am I excited at the prospect of being able to move about in a normal fashion and having my stride be proper? Yes, I am excited about that. He told me that it's going to be very painful for the first week or so, like very painful. And I have a very high threshold of pain, so I don't know. Like after the surgery, the weight loss surgery, the RNY, I almost didn't touch my morphine drip at all. The only time that I used it was when I wanted to go to sleep, and it would help me drift off in a strange environment because I have a very hard time sleeping in hospitals. So that's the only time I ever touched it, after the first couple hours of the first day. I can take a lot of pain. So again, this man doesn't know me, so I think he's just covering his bum, and that I'll be able to adapt pretty well. I'm lucky enough to have an ensuite bathroom, so I won't have to go very far to go to the bathroom once I get home. So that again is another blessing. And oh well. Well, I just wanted to update you as to that event, and I'll keep you posted on how things are going. And don't do this to yourself, people. Don't do it to yourself. You know, if you've had the surgery and you're failing at it and starting to put weight back on again, think of me and my 80-year-old knees in a 45-year-old body. And don't do it. All right? Thanks everyone, and I'll be back probably in a few days with another video, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.